Hello everybody, Dan Babis here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right, so let's get into it. Today, guys, we have a bit of a different story for you guys. So we've been talking a lot about Mike Burke, Jimena Morales, and some of the other couples on this season of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. But today, we have some breaking news because all the couples of the next season of 90 Day Fiancé have been revealed. So the first thing that you want to know is that Ari and Biniyam are coming back, but they're the only couple that is coming back. All the other couples are new couples. So this was just dropped maybe an hour or two ago, and we're going to discuss. So let's take a look at who the new couples are. This is coming straight from the TLC website. And so we're going to take a look at all the couples. I think there's about 6 if I'm not mistaken. So couple number 1 is the returning couple, and this is Ari and Biniyam. Now, you can also see here that the new season of 90 Day Fiancé is going to drop Sunday, April 17th. Now, why this is interesting is because this tells us when the current season of Before the 90 Days is going to end, and so it's probably going to end the week before that. So probably April 10th is when we'll have a tell-all, and the show will probably end. Perhaps we're going to have, sometimes what TLC does is they kind of have 2 tell-alls. They have part 1 and part 2, and perhaps there will be a part 2 the same day or the day after that this ends, perhaps on a Monday. But we should be pretty much all done with this current season of Before the 90 Days by April 10th. So that's pretty interesting. So we have about 1 more month or so, 4 episodes, I guess, of this current season. So that's pretty interesting. All right, so let's get into the couples right here. First off, we have Ari and Biniyam. Now, the last time that they came on the show, we saw them go to, they went to Kenya, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason for that was because Ari did not want to go back to Ethiopia because she did not want to face Binny's family, Binny's sisters more specifically. And she basically said she was done. She was never going back to Ethiopia ever again. But we'll see what happens here. So let's take a look. Ariella, 30, of Princeton, New Jersey, and Biniyam, 31. We first met them. We first met Ari and Biniyam on the second season of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. The pair connected while crossing the street in Ethiopia, and after 3 months together, Ariella found out she was pregnant. The couple had their fair share of tension, hurdles, and miscommunications, but in the end, their son, Aviel, became their priority. Ari returned to America with little Avi when he needed surgery, and that's kind of when the drama started happening. Unfortunately, the distance caused Ari and Binny's relationship to suffer. Although they have plans to wed, will this strained family quarrels and Binny's past stand in their way? So a couple of things here that they're not really mentioning is that when Ari was in the U.S., she thought that Binny was cheating on her back in Ethiopia because he had all kinds of people come to the house, and he said he was writing music and he was getting creative with his musical endeavors. But Ari didn't trust him. She thought that he was definitely cheating on her. So she got her mom to come with her on the trip when they went to Kenya and to confront Binny about whether or not he was cheating. Now, her mom did confront him, and Binny denied any kind of cheating, and Ari's mom was convinced, and so that kind of helped patch things up between the two of them. Now, on this season of 90 Day Fiancé, we're going to see Biniyam come to the USA. He is going to fly into New York City, and that's where the season is going to start. So this is going to be their USA journey. Now, we know that Biniyam has been in the USA for a little while now, for at least 4 months or so, since I think last year, if I'm not mistaken. And so we already knew that Binny was in the USA because he's been posting all kinds of pictures on Instagram in the USA. And also another thing that we know is that just recently Ari went back to Ethiopia because she's trying to do this, I believe, nonprofit thing or charity thing. I forget right now. And so she is going to Ethiopia, and she's actually going by herself, and Binny is in the States. So we might see some of that play out on this current season of 90 Day Fiancé. All right, so that's Binny and Ari, couple number 1. Let's take a look at couple number 2. So here we have it. I just want to make sure you guys can see this properly. All right, so here is the picture. Let me just scroll down a little bit. There we go. So this is Emily. And so Emily is of Salina, Kansas, and Kobe, 34, of Cameroon. So this is a new couple. Like I said, only Ari and Binny are a returning couple. Every other couple is real. So let's take a look at what it says here about Emily and Kobe. Emily left Kansas to teach English in Xi'an, I forget how you pronounce that, China. She made an instant connection with Kobe during a night out on the town, and after a couple of weeks, they were engaged. After the couple found out they were expecting, Emily returned to the U.S. Kobe was supposed to follow, but the pandemic put their plans on pause for nearly 2 years. Since then, Emily gave birth to their son, and the couple wants nothing more than to finally be a family of 3. Will their transition go smoothly, or will all of the sudden life changes be too much for them to bear? So, wow, that is a story to look out for. So what we're getting here is that Emily went back to the USA by herself, gave birth by herself, and just recently Kobe is going to meet her. So has she been raising this kid for all these years by herself? That's pretty interesting. And also, they were only dating for a couple of weeks. And so this is probably going to be a bit of a messy relationship, because I don't get the sense that they know each other very well based on the information that we have here, but they already have a kid together, supposedly. So I don't know how that's going to work out, because usually you have to live with someone for, a pretty lengthy amount of time before you know that you're compatible, and definitely before you know whether you should have kids together. So definitely a relationship to watch out for. Also, you can see that some of the details actually remind me of Binny and Ari, who were also dating not very long before Ari got pregnant. Now, Ari she gave birth in the USA? Or was it Ethiopia? I forget now. But anyways, there's some similarities here between this couple and the Ari and Biniyam. So perhaps TLC was looking for something similar that they could put on TV. So let's take a look at the next couple here. We have Cara and Guillermo. So Cara is 29. She's from Charlottesville, Virginia. And Guillermo, 23, is from Venezuela. So I just want to make sure you guys can see the full picture here. All right, so there we go. So Cara and Guillermo. Cara met Guillermo, a Venezuelan living in the Dominican Republic, while she was there on a work trip. When she returned home, she and Guillermo kept in touch, not knowing a reunion was on the horizon. Cara's job asked her to relocate to the DR, and she immediately moved in with Guillermo. The couple got engaged soon after, which alarmed Cara's friends and family. However, the pandemic ultimately threw a wrench in their plans. Now, Cara's back home in the U.S., and the two haven't seen each other in 9 months. Guillermo is set to move to Charlottesville, but will his insecurities and Cara's partying end their new life together before it begins? Now, there's some stuff that TLC is not really putting out here. They do also have a preview that I can't really play here for copyright reasons. But in the preview, it said, or Guillermo says, that Cara has a tendency to cheat on past lovers. And so he is kind of worried that history will repeat itself and she will cheat on him just like she did on previous lovers. Now, the feeling I got from this couple was not super great. It didn't feel like a very authentic couple. But anyways, you guys can go and look. I can leave the link in the description down below, so you guys can go and watch the whole preview as well, besides just getting this information here. All right, so let's move on to the next couple. Bilal, 42, of Kansas City, Missouri, and Shaeeda, 37, of Trinidad and Tobago. All right, let's take a look at what it says. After spending 1 week together in person, just 1 week, Bilal and Shaeeda's online romance blossomed into a marriage proposal. My goodness, 1 week and marriage proposal. Bilal is a divorced father of 2, and Shaeeda still lives with her parents, but the couple has their hearts set on making their different lives work together. While Shaeeda is ready to start a family with Bilal, he is concerned about having more children. If you thought the tension ended there, Bilal also wants Shaeeda to sign a prenup before they wed. If they can't navigate through the pressures of moving to the U.S. and their growing family drama, their trip down the aisle may be canceled once and for all. All right, so some interesting stuff here about Bilal and Shaeeda is that on the preview trailer, you can see his family, Bilal's family, are very worried that Shaeeda is going to take advantage of him. Now, what we're getting from this trailer is that Bilal is loaded with cash. He's rich. At least this is what this is the feeling that we're getting from the trailer, and definitely his family is conveying that he has money, which is the reason why his family are the ones pushing him to get a prenup with Shaeeda. So we're gonna see that drama of the prenup kind of play out on the show. I'm not sure if she signs it. I don't think that they show that in the preview, but it kind of is a little bit reminiscent of the drama that we had this season with Memphis and Hamza, right? And Memphis wanted Hamza to sign that prenup, and it created a whole bunch of drama for them, and it made Hamza not trust Memphis, and it just, the relationship has, even though they kind of get together and everything, but I think that prenup is a big problem. Now, perhaps Bilal is wise to make her sign that prenup. Perhaps he has a lot to lose. And perhaps there are a lot of reasons why he shouldn't trust Shaeeda. Now, one of the reasons obviously would be that they've only known each other for 1 week. I think that's a massive red flag. So perhaps he is wise to make her sign that prenup. But usually once you bring up the prenup word, things kind of go downhill from there in a relationship. At least that's what we saw in 90 Day Fiancé. All right, so let's move on to the next couple. So here we have Jibri, 28, of Rapid City, South Dakota, and Miona, 23, of Serbia. All right. Let's see what it says. Miona caught Jibri's eye while he was performing with his band in North Serbia. Miona went from an audience member to Jibri's girlfriend and world traveling partner. Wow. Okay. Jibri proposed on one of their trips, and they couldn't wait to start a new life together. Now, Miona is envisioning a lavish life in Los Angeles, but Jibri's recent move to his family's home in South Dakota may be a rude awakening. Miona's jealousy, topped with the strains of small-town life with Jibri's family, may prove to be too much. So, interesting angle right here. So, we're getting a bit of a feeling that Jibri probably kind of misled Miona into thinking that he's this massive superstar, and he has, an LA mansion and whatnot. And so Miona is thinking when she comes to the USA, she's going straight to Hollywood, basically. And she's going to have a rude awakening when she ends up in, is it South Dakota or North Dakota? I believe it's South Dakota. Yeah, she's going to have a rude awakening when she gets to South Dakota, which is definitely not LA. It's cold. It's kind of rural. It's very different. And so coming from Serbia, thinking you're going to LA, and instead going to live not just in South Dakota, but with his family, probably is going to be a bit of a disaster. This reminds me a little bit of Natalie Mordovtseva and Mike Youngquist when Natalie came to the USA expecting the big, bright, shiny lights of Seattle, and instead she got the small town in which Mike lived. And it was very rural, and, Natalie even said that she had to take pills and she was depressed and things like that because she just couldn't settle in there. So that was a disaster. This probably will be too, but we'll see how it unfolds. All right, let's move on. Next, we have Yvette, 48, of Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Mohamed, 25, of Egypt. All right, so already you can see a massive age discrepancy right there. Obviously, a huge red flag. And let's see what it says. Assured love of fitness prompted Mohamed to slide into Yvette's DMs. They eventually met in Mohamed's homeland of Egypt, and soon enough, they were engaged. However, Mohamed is closer in age to Yvette's 12-year-old son with special needs, his future stepson, in fact, than he is to his own fiancé. On top of the couple's 23-year age gap, differing cultural norms and Yvette's carefree nature are difficult for Mohamed to accept. Will their story end in I do, or will their concerns snowball instead? So you kind of have the expected red flags here. So there's the age gap, there's the cultural difference, Mohamed coming from Egypt, a Muslim country, Yvette being used to American ways, very free-spirited, And so there's going to obviously be a clash there. And so it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Also, on the preview, you could see Yvette talking with some of her friends. And at one point, she's asked if Mohamed was a virgin when they met. And she says yes, I believe. So that's another part to the conversation. But there you have it, Yvette and Mohamed. Let's move on. This is Patrick, 31, of Austin, Texas, and Thais, 25, of Brazil. All right. Patrick traveled to Brazil to reconnect with his family, but he needed some help with his Portuguese. He turned to a dating app in search of a teacher, and Thais, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, swipe right. Patrick courted Thais over the course of several trips to Brazil and won her heart with generous gifts and a proposal. Now, Thais is ready to start her life in the U.S. with Patrick, but will Patrick's wounds from a previous divorce and a less lavish lifestyle in Texas push the bride to be away? All right, so one of the interesting things about this couple when I was watching the preview is that you could see that Patrick, I believe, lives with his brother, or you could see his brother is in the picture. He's in the apartment, and he kind of has a tendency to be drinking even in the morning. And so you could see Thais is like, why is he drinking in the morning? He's just drinking away beer, as soon as he gets up, burping away. And she looks very put off by that, as she should be. So that's going to be obviously a problem for these two. But nonetheless, should be interesting to see how everything works out with these two. All right, let's see. Oh, is that it? I think that's it, guys. I think we went through the whole list of the new couples. So there you have it, guys. All the new couples of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. So it should be an interesting season. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yep. That's it right there, guys. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think about these couples. Do you think this is going to be an exciting season? I suggest you guys go and do watch the trailer as well. You get a little bit of info here. You get a little bit on the trailer as well. Also, as more information comes out on these couples, on these people, who they are, their Instagram profiles and what they might be hiding and all of that stuff, that we're going to bring that information to you right here on the channel. So stay tuned for that. I'm pretty excited for a new season. I'm excited also for two reasons. One, because it doesn't look like we have a catfish angle, or at least a total catfish angle a la Yolanda and Williams. So I'm glad for that, like in the sense that, one part of the couple doesn't show up. It's just a non-factor on the show. So we see all these people together. We see them in the video. So I'm glad for that. I'm also pumped because, we get a lot of new people. So that this should be exciting. Just Ariella and Biniyam are coming back, and we get a ton of new people. So this is going to be exciting, guys. Let me know what you think about this season coming up in the comment section down below. Are you guys looking forward to this new season of 90 Day Fiancé? All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button for more, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.